Imagine being adrift in the vast, unforgiving ocean, a tiny speck against its immensity, when suddenly, a shadow appears beneath the surface. Not a threat, but a presence that seems to shift the very dynamics of your peril. Orcas, often perceived as the ocean's ultimate hunters, occasionally display a startling reversal of roles, acting as protectors. These are not isolated incidents, but repeated accounts that challenge our fundamental understanding of interspecies relationships. What compels a creature with such power to shield others it could easily dominate? This question lies at the heart of one of the ocean's most profound mysteries. The name killer whale evokes a primal fear, painting a picture of relentless aggression. While their hunting prowess is undeniable, this common label often overshadows the intricate, intelligent, and deeply social nature of orcas. They are not mindless hunters, they are sophisticated apex predators with complex communication systems, distinct cultures, and emotional depth. They navigate their world with a remarkable awareness, making decisions that are often nuanced and, at times, profoundly surprising. To truly understand their protective behaviors, we must first look beyond the formidable title and appreciate the complex beings they are. Orca intelligence is truly remarkable, often compared to that of great apes. They possess large, highly convoluted brains, indicating advanced cognitive abilities. This intelligence manifests in their sophisticated hunting strategies, which are often cooperative and require complex planning. They can learn, adapt, and even teach new techniques to their pod members. Their communication involves a vast repertoire of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls, suggesting a nuanced language. This profound capacity for understanding and problem-solving allows them to interpret their environment and the creatures within it in incredibly sophisticated ways, forming the basis for their unique interactions. Orcas live in highly stable, matriarchal family groups called pods, where bonds can last a lifetime. These pods are not merely aggregations, they are tight-knit social units, with generations living and hunting together. The matriarch, typically the oldest female, plays a crucial role, guiding the pod with her vast experience and knowledge. This deep social structure fosters cooperation, mutual support, and the transmission of knowledge across generations. The strength of these familial ties often extends beyond their own species, influencing how they perceive and interact with other creatures in their shared ocean home. While we cannot definitively know the internal experience of an orca, their observed behaviors suggest a capacity for what appears to be empathy or a generalized impulse to protect the vulnerable. This isn't exclusive to their own calves, it's an action seen extended towards other species. This protective drive might stem from a sophisticated understanding of distress, a recognition of fragility, or perhaps even a pragmatic avoidance of chaos in their territory. The motivations are complex, but the actions are clear. Orcas sometimes intervene to shield those perceived to be in danger, even if they pose no direct benefit to the orca itself. One of the most documented instances of orca protection involves surfers. In a now famous account from 2007, a pod of orcas reportedly formed a protective barrier around a group of surfers off the coast of New Zealand, effectively herding them away from a great white shark. The orcas actively circled the humans, driving the shark away, and remained present until the surfers were safely out of the water. This was not a hunting maneuver, it was a deliberate action to separate predator from potential prey, with the orcas clearly taking the side of the humans. It's an act that defies simple explanation. The protective instinct of orcas extends beyond humans. In another remarkable incident, a lone fisherman witnessed an orca nudging a struggling dog that had fallen overboard back towards its owner's boat. The powerful whale gently guided the exhausted canine, never harming it, until it was close enough to be pulled back to safety. This event suggests an acute awareness of the dog's predicament and a deliberate, gentle intervention. It highlights a capacity for careful interaction and a choice not to harm, even when dealing with a creature that might typically be perceived as an unfamiliar element in their environment. One possible explanation for these interactions is orcas' inherent curiosity. These highly intelligent animals are keen observers of their environment and everything within it. They often approach boats, divers, and other marine life with an investigative spirit, not always with predatory intent. This curiosity allows them to learn and understand new situations. When encountering a distressed creature, be it human or animal, their initial approach might be one of investigation. This observational phase could then lead to an assessment of danger or vulnerability, influencing a decision to intervene or protect rather than to ignore or engage as a predator. Orcas possess sophisticated sensory systems, including echolocation, which allow them to build detailed acoustic maps of their surroundings. This, combined with their advanced cognitive abilities, likely enables them to interpret the distress signals of other species. A human struggling in the water, a dog barking frantically, or a seal pup separated from its mother might all transmit clear signs of vulnerability or danger to an attentive orca. Their capacity to recognize these universal signs of distress could trigger a response that leans towards intervention, particularly if the threat is perceived as a disruption to their environment or a creature they deem worthy of attention. The concept of altruism, acting to benefit another without direct reward to oneself, is a complex topic in animal behavior. While it's difficult to assign human motivations, the protective actions of orcas often appear to fit this description. They expend energy and potentially put themselves at risk to save creatures that are neither kin nor future food. This suggests a form of non-reciprocal care. Such behaviors challenge the idea that all animal interactions are purely self-serving, opening up a fascinating discussion about the possible existence of empathy or compassion in highly intelligent social animals like orcas, observed purely through their actions. Orca pods are not just families, they are cultural units where behaviors, hunting techniques, and even preferences are learned and passed down through generations. This cultural transmission could play a significant role in their protective acts. If one individual, perhaps a matriarch, learns to respond to certain distress signals with protective intervention, this behavior could be adopted and reinforced by other members of the pod. Young orcas learn by observing their elders, meaning such unique interspecies interactions might become part of a pod's collective knowledge and behavioral repertoire, extending specific protective traditions. Sometimes, intervention can be a pragmatic choice. Orcas are apex predators who maintain a delicate balance within their territories. A struggling animal attracting a large shark or a chaotic event near their pod could be perceived as a disruption or a potential threat to their own safety or the well-being of their young. By intervening to resolve such a situation, orcas might be effectively policing their environment, removing perceived threats or disturbances before they escalate. This perspective suggests that protective acts might not always stem from direct empathy, but from a sophisticated calculation aimed at maintaining order and safety for the pod. In matriarchal orca societies, the oldest female is the repository of vast knowledge and experience. She remembers migration routes, successful hunting grounds, and past encounters with other species. This accumulated wisdom makes her decisions crucial for the pod's survival and interactions. It's plausible that a matriarch, having observed certain behaviors or distress signals over decades, develops a policy for her pod regarding interspecies interactions. Her guidance, based on a lifetime of learning, could lead the entire pod to respond with protection when circumstances align, especially if previous interventions proved beneficial or harmless. Orcas are known for their playful nature. They engage in complex games, often involving objects or other animals, and demonstrate a strong drive for social interaction. Sometimes, what appears to be a protective act might originate from a form of interactive exploration or a playful engagement that shifts towards helpfulness. If a struggling animal is initially approached out of curiosity or play, the orca's keen intelligence might quickly assess the situation as one of distress. The transition from playful investigation to gentle assistance could be a fluid one, driven by their inherent interest in their environment and its inhabitants. The protective impulses of orcas are not reserved solely for humans. There are numerous documented cases of orcas intervening to save other marine mammals, including humpback whales and seals, from various threats. Humpback whales, for example, have been observed forming rosettes around smaller marine animals to protect them from orca predation, a curious irony, as orcas themselves sometimes become the protectors. This intricate web of interactions suggests a nuanced understanding of their ecosystem and perhaps an unexpected selective empathy, even for species that might sometimes fall into their predatory range, reinforcing their role as complex ocean citizens. One striking example involved a lone humpback whale, not a calf, actively shielding a seal from a group of orcas, even though humpbacks are not typically prey for orcas. However, in another widely reported event, a pod of orcas was observed protecting a humpback calf from a group of great white sharks. The orcas formed a tight perimeter, driving the sharks away from the vulnerable calf and its mother. This demonstrates an incredible discernment. While some orca ecotypes might prey on baleen whales, others will actively defend them from other dangers, highlighting the diverse cultures and behavioral patterns existing within different orca populations. The key to understanding these protective acts often lies in the orca's ability to recognize distress. Their sophisticated sonar allows them to perceive minute details about an animal's physical state, while their keen observation skills let them interpret behavioral cues. A creature that is injured, struggling, or isolated clearly presents as vulnerable. For a highly intelligent and social animal like the orca, this recognition might trigger a range of responses, from avoidance to investigation, and sometimes, to active intervention. It's a testament to their complex sensory and cognitive processing, allowing them to make nuanced judgments about situations unfolding around them. Orcas are master learners, not just through direct experience but also through observation. They watch, they remember, and they incorporate new information into their behavioral repertoire. If a pod observes another species behaving in a way that suggests a shared vulnerability, or if they witness a successful act of protection by another pod or even another species, this knowledge can be integrated. This capacity for observational learning means that protective behaviors might not be innate, but rather acquired and reinforced through social learning, becoming a part of their collective intelligence and shared wisdom within the pod. The impressive long-term memory of orcas is another factor in their complex interactions. They can remember specific individuals, places, and events for many years, even decades. If an orca has had a positive or even neutral interaction with humans or another species in the past, that memory could influence future encounters. This capacity for memory allows them to build associations, recognize specific cues, and perhaps even decide that certain entities are not threats, or that certain situations warrant intervention. It adds another layer of sophistication to their decision-making process, moving beyond immediate instinct to informed judgment. It's clear that there isn't a single, simple answer to why orcas sometimes protect. Instead, it's likely a complex interplay of their advanced intelligence, deep social structures, learned behaviors, pragmatic decision-making, and perhaps a degree of what we perceive as empathy or compassion. Their actions are a testament to their sophisticated cognitive abilities, allowing them to navigate a multifaceted world with nuanced responses. These instances serve as powerful reminders that the animal kingdom, particularly the realm of marine mammals, holds depths of understanding and behavior we are only just beginning to comprehend. Despite our observations and theories, the precise motivations behind an orca's protective act remain, to some extent, a profound mystery. We can analyze their behavior, study their brains, and document their interactions, but fully entering the mind of an orca is beyond our current grasp. This enduring mystery, however, only deepens our fascination and respect for these majestic creatures. It urges us to continue observing with an open mind, recognizing that the ocean's most powerful predator also holds the capacity for unexpected guardianship, challenging our preconceived notions of predator and protector. These incredible stories of orca protection offer us a unique window into the rich inner lives of these marine giants. They remind us that the ocean is a place of complex relationships, where even apex predators exhibit behaviors that transcend simple predatory instincts. As we share this planet and its precious marine environments, understanding and respecting the intricate behaviors of creatures like the orca becomes paramount. Their acts of protection are not just anomalies, they are vivid demonstrations of intelligence, social depth, and perhaps a universal recognition of vulnerability that binds all life in the vast, interconnected blue. From saving surfers from sharks to guiding lost dogs to safety, the instances of orcas acting as protectors are profound and inspiring. They defy easy categorization, pushing us to rethink our understanding of intelligence, social bonds, and even empathy in the animal kingdom. The killer whale is truly a misnomer, replaced by the image of a complex, discerning, and at times, remarkably protective guardian of the deep. These are the orcas, powerful, intelligent, and forever challenging us to look closer at the wonders of their mysterious ocean world.